Hello, hello. So I'm starting a little small amphibious car here. So I just started, just pretty much framed this out, and so I thought we'd do a little live stream around here. So I'm just currently just setting up here, getting putting up a couple messages, letting some people know that I'm streaming, and so trying to make a car that will go in all of my transport vehicles. So it needs to be on the small end to be able to fit in things like the stall airplane, seagull, and Night Owl. So I want to try to do that. So let me just quickly put up some posts and stuff, and then we'll get building. All right. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's going to be small, compact. It's also going to need to float well. So that means probably doing some stuff with XML to try to get that to float correctly, seeing that it's going to be very tiny. So shall see what I can get accomplished and if it's possible. But be at least something to play with and see if I can't get it going. So. All right, so sent my last message here, so I think we're good. All righty, let's go ahead and continue work on this. So I didn't do much. Where's that? Rotation labels. Okay. Haven't done much here. Just started kind of the frame and start working on the engine a little bit. So I'll stick an alternator on here. This may have to go down to one-cylinder engine. I shall see. Two-cylinder is going to be a lot better, especially seeing that this thing has to run a propeller. So it's going to have to really gonna be interesting running that. So let's go ahead and try to think. Radiator maybe. Let's do a bit of radiator in there. This is gonna be a little bit of a pain here with the way I have the radiator set up. So let's put it right here maybe. Let's try that. That could be interesting. A little bit different. Yeah, that could be an interesting change. Let's try that. This be a little bit of something different and interesting. Keep it pretty basic. And then we'll have to put everything else on the other side. I might be able to get exhaust in here. We'll see. Yeah, exhaust maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Okay. Now I'll stick the radiator up top like that maybe. Yeah, I'll see if I like that. But that's in there so far. And then we'll need fuel, exhaust. Yeah, I'm going to have to run exhaust off unless I put in a manifold piece. So that's something to think about there. Okay, good. So then we have a tunnel here for gearboxes. So I'm going to run 4 gearboxes. So away, 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 and probably towards. Okay. So that's keeping that tight there. Symmetry's off. Let's put that back on. All right, and we need to get the tires in here. So let's see. I don't want this to be too tall, but I need to get tires in there, and I need to go in. So it's going to have to go a little bit lower, so that's fine. We'll go down and through for the... going to be kind of like a Jeep, so... Right, let's go like that at least. Yep, and we'll go back. Try to get in here. I want the wheelbase short. That's going to help with setup. I'm going to actually use suspension on this one. I usually don't use suspension. We'll see how if I can get it to work right. No, that's going to make it too wide. I'm not going to be able to run suspension because it's going to be too wide. Because especially this build's going to be important and not be too big because of the... it's going to have to fit in a bunch of vehicles, so... Let's go. Kind of want this to be kind of a little bit, you know, industrial, kind of jeepy looking, kind of rugged, pretty basic. Yeah, it has to fit in a very small footprint, so because I need to be able to get it into some of my smaller builds. So with that in mind, trying to get the footprint right. And from there I can move on to doing some other stuff, but this is going to go like, let's see, this should just be, I want a little bit of seating for rescues in the back. I don't want this to, like I said, real short wheelbase if I can get it. Probably there on the wheelbase, I'm thinking. Oh, come on there, flicky camera. All right, perfect right there. Start going fender wells here. It's gonna be, I'm gonna definitely have to XML it to float because it, you know, just not gonna have any sort of buoyancy naturally. I have to fake it, I have to XML it to float, so. What do we 1, 2, 3, 4, so there's 4 seats, that'll work for me. All right. Like, you know, like I've said before, sometimes the smallest builds are the most challenging, so just start hurting for space. And that's kind of like to challenge myself with these things, and especially getting microcontrollers. Microcontrollers for this is going to be a nightmare, so I have to kind of think of that. So like here, we have a little bit of microcontroller space in here. It's not enormous. Hey, how's it going there, officer? Just presently working. I'm doing well. How are you? Just presently working on a, maybe like a little amphibious vehicle to go in some of my planes so that I can transport it. So really pretty basic. I want to keep it as basic as possible. There. So let's go. For now, we'll just do dual fire extinguishers. I don't think I can do 2 padded seats there. I might have to put them up the rails. Nope. Yep. Yeah, they're not going to both fit there. So let's go like that, and then I'll put them up on the rails here. So can't remember which way you sit in here. So I'm going to spawn it really quick and see which way you sit. Oh, that's good. Glad you're doing well. And I look outside, so these need to be flipped. Okay. All right, that way we can fit 4 in the back there. So I have a little cart. I'll show you guys real quick. My cart. This cart works really well. It's fast, everything else. The only thing it doesn't do is it's not amphibious. So this is the other cart here that I'm kind of using. I'm actually going to put this in. This has everything it needs, and this will save me an absolute ton of time. These small builds are kind of tough because you have to slip the clutch a little bit, which is, you know, feathering the clutch how you would IRL. So kind of need to do that on this to get it to work right. Trying to think how I want to set this up. Can't go like that. Let's go either like this or 1 block back. That squares it out a little bit. Let's see if I like it square. It's not bad. I'd rather it be a little bit more rounded, so let's cut you. It's not gonna have windshield. It's gonna be like that cart behind me. That's just my little tiny rescue cart that fits in my stall. The only thing that thing does not do is it's not amphibious. So this one will be amphibious. Or I'm going to attempt to. We'll see. It's going to be a challenge to get this to be amphibious. Yep, that's the thing, is the smaller the build, the more difficult it is at times, because it's like you don't have the space. Like this thing is a pain for a number of reasons. Like here, this is a 2-cylinder. See how compact everything is in there. It's a challenge to get the cooling in there and enough fuel in there, and then like you start looking at microcontrollers, I have to put in long, thin panels, and then I have to have them communicate to other panels, so you need to pass them through and stuff like that. So it's quite a challenge to get them in there sometimes. This here has a very simple gearbox. This one's gonna have a more complex gearbox. So let's see where we're at here. What's this? Engine here. So we will go and just copy that. Got a new career build series coming out tomorrow. It should be pretty good. Let's see. I don't want to really look at this panel if I can avoid it. So one of these, okay, I can go under here. If it will let me drag it down. It's going to touch the tires, isn't it? That is a problem. Let's go there. It's not going to have any doors or anything on it, so that can go there. Again, I'm going to have to XML this to float it. So what do we have? Fuel? I haven't even plumbed that fuel in there yet, so let's think about that. We need to get some of the things that it needs in here. Those can go. What are you? Do I need you? No. I do need that, but that can be like that for now. All right, and then I need to be able to put in, I'm trying to think, where can I put in? So air, I need air, fuel, and exhaust. We're going to need a snorkel. It's amphibious, so it needs a snorkel, which I've kind of screwed myself a little bit with this decoration piece unless I come up the other side. So what I'll do is come here. Okay, so I have to move this engine panel to the other side is pretty much what I have to do. Because I have my cooling system running on this left side, so right side needs to be running some of this other stuff. So let's see, where am I at here? I can run down there. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Cut out this just for now so I can see what I'm working with. So exhaust theoretically could go out here. I can't go there now. I just screwed myself there. Sorry. So I need to do it with a manifold. Down, and then that will give me 2. I'm trying to think what I need. I need air. This is a challenge. Very challenging already because my cooling system runs like this. It loops in here. Okay. So I definitely need a manifold. Let's start with that and see where I get. Let's take off symmetry. And then run maybe an exhaust out the front with a cat. Yeah, exhaust out the front with a cat. We'll put, just look like a grill there. That will work. And then I want, that's not going to work if I do that. All right. Starting to run the space problems already here. I could go down to 1 cylinder. That's going to be a problem with the boat though. You need a lot of power. I don't think I've ever rage quit Stormworks. I've had like some episodes of the career build series or something where it just got all screwed up and I had to start it over again. I was like, I'll do this another day, but no, I never really rage quit. Okay, let me see how to do this. Very tight on space here, incredibly tight on space. So. I'm trying not to have this visible either, so that's the problem. What do I want to do here? I'm trying to think the best way to do this because I need fuel and I need air in there. Now let's do it on this side and I will work the other side here. So let's just do... All right. Okay, this needs a snorkel. I know that. So let's go back on this one. Like that. Okay, and then this I need a... Can't see anything. Hopefully that's the right way. It looks like it is. Okay. And then I can come up here and put the snorkel here. Okay, that'll work. All right, that'll work. Yeah, usually Stormworks doesn't get to me. You know, it's kind of usually pretty chill. Let's go like this. There we go. So that's my little snorkel. So that will stay above the water and prevent us from flooding the engine. There's fuel, and then this side here, I'm going to put this back. So this is going to be the epic battle of moving this panel back and forth 9 times. Check chat in a second. I'm just kind of focused on this for a sec. Okay, and then what I could do is do a modular exhaust here. Okay. And I can come around there. Perfect. I think that'll work. So let's go. But, you know, it's one of the downsides of how big I build some of my planes. It makes it hard to get this type of stuff in there. So that, I don't want that there. Let's see. Let's go like this. Going down past there anyway, so let's go. Okay, good. I just don't want any smoke, so. Check chat in a second. Kind of grooving here and making some progress, so keep that up. A little side pipe on here. There we go. Trying to give it a little bit of, you know, make it look good. That looks good. That's good exhaust routing there. That works. All right. Oh, that's nice. Medium tanker is good. It's kind of a, you know, large tankers, you really have to have a lot of resources to run. Medium's a good size to kind of just, you know, be able to go operate it and use it. It's kind of nice. So, like, I don't go nuts on these fender wells so, on something this small. That's looking pretty good. I like the shape of it. A little bit of, tiny little bit of detail, but it's not, like, overbearing. Has a snorkel, it has fuel, so it should be pretty good. Let's hook it up, see if we can't get a crank out of this. So, clutch. The transmission's going to be interesting. Let's put it that way. We're at clutch. Air is on there, and this is fuel. RPS off the crank. And then, what am I running here? I have Stop the seat. So let's just do this. Let's go delete that, and then we will grab you. Just because this seat's probably already pre-configured for everything I need, so it probably has all the buttons configured, so we'll grab this one. Alright, that goes there. Perfect. Alright, so that is in. I could go one up on the floor in the back here, so I actually have some reasonable microcontroller space if I do that. Then this should plug in there. Alright, and then this is engine. What's that? What's that? Handle. What the hell is that all about? Handle. What the hell is handle hooked to? Oh, seat, because this was seat before. Okay, I plugged them in backwards. Okay, so that's supercharged. This isn't supercharged, but all right, let's make sure infinite electricity's on. It should be, and let's see if we can get a crank on this. Nope, nothing. I didn't hook up the starter, so that would be why. All right, let's see. All right, what are you? You are, where the hell is you? What is this? Steering, angular speed. Okay, so this is the steering controller. And where do you want to go? Where do you want to live there, guy? Put you over here so that you just match up on the other side. There we go. All right, and then angular speed is going to change to physics, steering starboard, steering port. What else does this have on it? Port, starboard, and then that is seat. Okay, that makes sense. Seat is plugged in already. All right, good. Let's get a physics sensor. Physics sensor. And that one has something that sticks up, so I'm going to stick it right here. What I'm trying to remember, is it 7? I think it's 7. So let's see. I'll have to check it. I think it's 7. I gotta look. How are you there? Maybe, I think it's 9 actually. Let me look. I'll check it in a second here. Where are we at here? 9 is linear velocity z. I think that's that. And then where's my starter engaged by here? So this has 2 gearboxes. I might just do the same gearbox setup here. I don't know, man. I'm gonna need all the gearboxes to run this super low probably for that, but we'll see what we're running here. Yeah, I need this big panel here, so let's cut that. And this can go right here. All right, so we're gonna run fewer gearboxes, I think. I'll leave them in right now, and then I'll just see what these are at. Where the heck is it? Find it, find it. We're fine. There we are. So it has 2 gear. Was it 1? I can't see anything. 1, 2, 3 gearboxes away towards. Okay, and then what are your ratios while I'm in here? What are your ratios? 9511. So a 9, a 3, 6, 5 reverse. 9, 3, 6, 5 reverse. 9. Was it 3-2, I think. 6-5. Reverse. Let's try that. 6-5 reverse. Okay. 6-5 reverse. Okay. This one was the other way, so we'll make this 1-1 for now. Okay. That will work for now. Verbal breaks. I'm out of chat for a little bit. I'll get back in there in a second. So gear 3, gear 2, gear 1, and I do have the node for 4 if I want to add that. What do you go to the seat to there? Okay. What else am I missing for panels? I think that's it. I still have not hooked up a starter. Where is the starter getting hooked up here? Brake. Okay, where's that brake? Right. Okay, that's in the seat 1. Oh, it's hooked to the seat. Is the starter to save me space. That's what it was. I remember it now. Okay, when is the starter? If I could find it. Brake. Come on, starter. Where the hell is the starter, man? Right here. It is 6. Okay. Let's give this a crank. Whoa, what's going on here? Why are my wheels stuck? Okay. Oh, okay, I hooked something's hooked up wrong on the seats. Is the angular wrong? Let me save this really quick. How's it going, guys? Just kind of out of chat for a second. Let me check chat. Cigarette boat, that's cool. Yeah, I like. It's nice having a cigarette boat. Not too much. Just working on a tiny little amphibious, kind of like a Jeep. But, how's it going there, Trippa? Oh, that's good, XD. Yeah, so let me see what the hell I hooked this up wrong. I think it's got to be the steering, the, what do you call it? The physics sensor. So let's make sure I'm opening this before I save over my car that I need. For Big Man's Challenge, the car for Big Man's Challenge is running really well. So let's see, where's the physics sensor? It's going in here, okay. And what channel am I reading? 11 for angular? 11 for angular, okay. Let me see. 11. Okay, angular Y. All right, 11. All right, so that would be why that's not running. Yeah, let's open it. All right, so I need to change that to 11. All right, that's why the steering was wrong, because it was reading the wrong angular. Now I have no steering. What in the sweet name of hell is going on here? Why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing there, scumbag? Let's see. Did I screw up the wrong one? No, seat is correct. This is not plugged in anything. That would be why. Brain not work. Not me having problems. All right, there we go. That's better. Okay. No wonder. All right. So this is the old little cart. I'll still use this one. That's land-based, the one in front. It's actually a pretty good little rescue cart, but it fits in my smallest airplanes. That's why I'm building something small. But this is going to be amphibious. So this is actually pretty fast. There we go. Geared up. So I might drop, I don't know, I kind of want some high rails on this because it is going to be going in the water. So I need to test that out. All right, good. So let's get you back to the workbench. So what I'm going to do is I need really low gearing probably to be able to make the propeller. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's going to cause me problems, but I don't know yet. So let's do cross piece. Let me clear my throat. All right, that is in. All right. And then I don't like putting rudders on the sides, but kind of have to. I don't have any choice here, so kind of have to do it this way. I don't like it, but I have to. Let's see. Where's AD? AD's right there. You scum. Go over here. Which side is positive? Positive would be going right turn. Positive would be a right turn. Okay, let me double check, make sure that's correct. So, come on, get in their seat, you scum. Alright, so these should be going positive. If they're not, they're backwards. Oh, you scum. Yep, they're going the right direction. They're going the right direction. Okay. So let's see. We're at AD. Okay. So likely that this thing floats is very slim. I'm going to put in a rocket motor, though. It's going to have the glitch, too. But I've been, it's kind of fun to build some small stuff every once in a while. That is so close to the ground. Yeah, that neat little half-track motorcycle. It does that because the propeller's spinning at super fast speeds already. Oh, this is a, there we go. Alright, good, so trying to decide if I want to raise that prop up. I kind of do, but I don't know. Where are we at here? That I can't really do. I can't raise it up, so it's not gonna. With Theorycraft no longer on it, it'll stay where it is. Okay, that's fine. Again, it's kind of a goofy little vehicle anyway, so that's fine. All right, so where's my CG? I need to get rid of you to get the CG correct there, guy. So let's go. All right, there we go. And CG is right on the seat. Look at that. 50-50 is going to be a big help on this. And I need to be able to, so we'll end up needing 2 maybe. Because I have to make it symmetrical. So. All right, and let's go. All right, we'll save you. Let's bring this up. Put a bunch of Tarkov shorts today. Those are doing well. That was fun. Playing a little Tarkov last night. I enjoyed that. I've been playing. The wipe is coming up later this week, probably Thursday. So we've been kind of, my friends that I usually play with. One of them's not been in town, so haven't been playing. So it's kind of nice to get into it. So let me share my screen. You guys can see how to do the rocket glitch. I know some of you guys already know, but some may not. So just open the build. Let's go 0.99. And bingo, 0.99. The only thing is the rocket nozzles. So we'll go fuel factor. I'm going to highlight that. 0.99, Control C. And then we'll go replace. We'll find this. And I want to replace it with Let's go, I don't know, negative 25. That's probably too much, but I'd rather go the other way than just have to work towards it. So that's good. Let's replace all. Save, get back in. And let's load it up again. Make sure it's not floating off into the ether. It isn't, so it has enough mass to behave itself. Yeah, I tend to just like, I tend to be pretty good at just kind of guessing now where to put it to get the weight to balance out. Just mostly, it's dumb luck most of the time, but I usually get it pretty close in the first try. Oh, what the hell's that berm? Has that always been there? I don't know. There we go. There we go. So that's not bad, so nice. Alright, good. So that's actually pretty good. I'm gonna do this. That's saved. So let's move over here because I'm just doing float tests. So might as well spawn it in the water so I don't have to move every 2 seconds. Let's bring that back up. I already showed you guys. So I'm just going to change the number to... We're pretty close. I'm going to go to 50. So negative 50 on those. And this is just giving you a negative mass. So it's essentially making the thing not weigh anything. So it will be buoyant. So... And then that is all it takes to be able to kind of get rid of the sinkage on it. So let's load it up. All right, and let's do the world. I don't want to drop it, so put it there. See if it floats into space. Where are you going? How the hell is it floating worse? Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, let me check it again. They're negative 50, okay. Keep going up. Okay, so those are now good. Might not like it in the middle either, because the forward back might be better, but I don't... Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. So that is now a floater. This is the kind of cool stuff that, you know, having some glitches allows you to kind of build whatever fantasy stuff you want or do whatever you want, which is fun. Okay. I shifted up gear. That's pretty good. That's not a bad speed. You know, that's probably what, 20 knots maybe? That's pretty good, man. That's not shabby. Not too shabby. The nice thing is if you do a system like I did this on the Mud Skipper, where the prop and the wheels always turn, you'll actually see that. You'll see some of them, they don't clutch in it, the propellers just always turn. And the benefit is when you're beaching like this, the propellers help and push you out of the water and the wheels will grab as soon as they can. So. But as you can see, it's going to be super light, so that's the downside of that using the glitch. Yeah, see, it's too light now. So this might be too small to make this work properly. We'll see. Because it also, you know, I'm essentially cheating it so it's light as a feather. And so it's going to float in the water. It's actually behaving in the water pretty well, but it may destroy all of its capabilities on land. So we shall see. Yeah, see, it's just like way floaty on land. We'll see how it behaves. I don't want it to be unrealistically floaty on the land. Yeah, see, like that, I can't even turn. Alright, that's fine. I have some things we can do here, so... Thought this potentially could happen, so let's do this. Let's get rid of these for now. Okay, let's put in... Get rid of this water effect so I can see what the hell I'm working with here. So we can build a tunnel to give it actually some true buoyancy. So let's do that. Let's go... These two are gone, like so. There were no microcontrollers there, right? No, perfect. Okay, good. So let's cut this. All right. We're going to struggle with buoyancy in the front now, but I can put one of those in there just to account for buoyancy issues. So that's actually not too bad of a deal. Let's go. Crap, this is going to be a mess here. The gearboxes are screwing me here. I can't put a buoyant volume in here. Let's go like this. Let's put the floor back in. And let's use tanks. Okay, let's do this. Okay, and let's go. Let's just try this. It's too, if it's too ugly, it's too ugly, and move on. But all right, so put some tanks in there, and then we'll run these zeros. And then I have some more place I can do a little air ballast if need be. Right. Like a rock. This is likely this is not going to work. I'm thinking. Just it's very, very small, and that makes it tough. It has to be this width, that's the problem, so I'm really hurting on space. Those are all zeroed, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yep, okay. Let's see what I can do here. See, the problem is the gearboxes screw me up because I could almost box these out and make some buoyant volumes in here, but I need the gearboxes to act as solid. Will the gearboxes hold water or not? That's the question. Let's save this really quick, and I need to do a test. So what we'll do is we'll do a new vehicle here. I will go like this. All right. Okay. Make a box. Put a hole in the box, put a gearbox. Some of these blocks, the water should go around it, but it doesn't. So if that holds, oh, it looks like it doesn't take in water. Beautiful. All right, so the gearboxes act as a solid piece. That is nasty awesome. Let me just double check, make sure we're not soaking in there. Looks dry to me. Let me try to get in here. Ha! Trying to get in this coffin. Nope, we're good. All right, so that is a buoyant volume. Beautiful. That works. Okay, so I can work with that. So what do we want to do here? That needs to go and up to where are we at? This will be the front wall here. Okay. So what I can do here is put in some wedges here. Like so. We'll try it. Like I said, I'm completely expecting if there's a good chance this just doesn't work. We'll see. All right, I need to put something in here that will grab. Okay. All right. I had one right here. What am I doing? Okay, we'll grab that one. Okay. And then this pipe here will get traded out for solids, like so. Okay, and then this is all buoyant volume. So is it going to be enough? I don't know yet. So clutch, I don't think the clutch seals, so we have to let's put a solid block in there. Nope, let's do a... Yeah, it's gonna have to be a solid block. Can I do that? Yeah, if I do that, maybe. Trying to get as much air volume in there as possible. So, yeah, that will seal. That seals. Okay, good. And then we'll go like this. So it's kind of a last ditch effort. If this doesn't work, it's probably not going to work. All right, that is sealed. And then here it unseals. So I need to fix it in here. So let's see. See what that looks like. That's not the way I want it. Okay. Ah, come on. Deleting random stuff. What are you? Okay, you're a microcontroller. I'm just gonna put a hard block in there for now, so I know what I need. Okay. So this needs to be halves here. And then I need this block here. So I'm just trying to get as much air volume in there as I can. So should go in here, and then the clutches should stop it. Let's try it. Probably sink like a stone again. Yeah. Alright, so this is probably doomed to fail. I could try one thing, but I doubt this is going to work because it's going to ruin the asymmetry on it. It's going to ruin the center of gravity on it. Cut hole in box, yeah. I thought I just recalled that. Did I not? Whatever. Take that, and then, so we have a little bit of space here. So like this is all sealed if those gearboxes are sealing. So let me just double check, make sure it's sealed. Sealed, yeah. Yep, that's a gearbox. That should act as a solid block, so that's not working. Same side, yep, same there. Okay, let's try this. That's a microcontroller there. So let's go like this, just try to get as much as we can. Like I said, there's a reasonable chance this isn't going to work, which is fine. Move on to something else, but kind of fun to try it. See what we can get. Just it's so tiny that it's hard, and I can't just use some of the XML tricks because it's just not going to work right. So, all right, so let's try that. Nope. All right, so I think this is not going to work. So. All right, we'll just save it for now and try to work on something else. All right, let's save that. All right, and let's open up. Let's get out of there. Let's go do a quick couple laps on the track. Got a couple days left on Big Man's Challenge. I think like 2 days. Yeah, yeah, it's tough with those. That was floating perfectly, but it was just so light with the rocket glitch. It just wasn't gonna work, which is too bad. But so we're getting good times with the car. The car is stable. I'm starting to learn it, so I'm happy with it. I don't want to do too much screwing around with it. Just some finishing work, but I'm liking the detailing. Looks good. I need to get the workshop page done at some point too. But... do a stationary lap start. I really like it's almost like ABS. It works really well. Alright, the nice thing with an auto clutch is I can put it in neutral and rev it all the way up. And then just clutch in. there's a really bad bump here that it's like right off the left side. It's a tiny little bump, but it's killer. And literally put 20 mass in the front of the car completely changed the way the car handled so that it would handle that bump. Without that 20 mass, it was really handled. So it's like, it's that sensitive that 20 mass in the front can really change the way a car behaves. Pretty hot lap, pretty good lap. See what the time is here. 130, what was that? You guys see it? 136, 138. That turn right there, as you can see, it starts to roll the car. It unsettles it. There's a little bump there. And when I didn't have 20, so when it didn't have that extra 20 weight in the nose, what was happening was the rear of the car wanted to come around first because it was too heavy. So then put some more mass in the front. The front of the car wants to stay ahead. So it's that sensitive to get your cars to run sometimes. So just kind of think of the physics of it is it's, you know, it's trying to, the back of the car is trying to get ahead of it, and that's what's making it unstable and spin. So if the front's heavier and it wants to stay in front, it will stay, you know. That was kind of a bad shift there. I shifted too early. With the ABS system, I can slam on the brakes now, and it won't lock up my tires, because locking up tires is death, because it skids you really badly. So putting an ABS in there really helped. Really good laps here. Really stable. It's consistent. That's the big thing, is consistency. Let's see what our time was. That was a cold lap. 138. That one's 133. My best time's been 131. So, whoop. See, that's the bump. But see, the car recovered because it had enough mass in the front that the front wants to stay in front. Before, the ass wanted to go out front, so I actually need to bias it just a little bit to the front. So it's not 50-50. It's a little bit biased front to prevent it from, because it has a short wheelbase. If you had a long wheelbase, you could kind of do a 50-50, like the Vice car is 50-50 with a long wheelbase, and it won't spin because it's got that long wheelbase. This is a short wheelbase, so it wants to spin. Oh, that was a good, a little bit of hairiness off, but we're all right. We're fast. That was a really fast turn there. We'll do a late brake here. Up, that late braking was a problem. That was a mistake, the late brake there. Should have braked on time. I knew where I should have braked, and I didn't do it. Felt fast. 134, a little bit slower than the last one. That turn I screwed me up. Came into this turn way too fast, so I'm gonna have to like cut it way wide to make it up. There we go, made this turn. Up, it got up. Yep, I slid the front out. That screwed me there. All right, good. So that's pretty good. So the times are still good. Still running really good times. Let me see. Just checking some chat. Yeah, it's tough in this build. I can't get them any. I can't really get them any higher either. Exactly. It was it behaving like it was in the moon. I don't think it's gonna float. Actually, I know it's not gonna float. I sent you the picture, big man, of the of me fishing out of the drink. I put a short up. Was it yesterday of that going in? Did you see a lap there, big man? I think the sensitivity in the seat's like probably one notch too high. It's over revving the revver. See, it does that stutter. That's because it's one too high, I think. This is gonna give me a nonsense time because I was already running. But that right there is the worst part of the track. That is where that problem is. It's like a little bump in the track, and it screws everything up. But now the car is recoverable with that little bit of mass in the nose. Before it wasn't recoverable, you'd spin and you'd roll. That was me taking this turn way too fast. Come on, stay slippery. There we go. So it's running pretty well. 133, 134 I'm happy with. I'd like to get back to, I'd like to get to 130 would be nice. I have 130. Wow. Once you lose that turn and take it too fast, you're done. All right. That turn is hairy. Battle Bits update. I think the update was pretty good. The ability to heal yourself was helpful because it makes it so that, you know, people were just doing medic just to essentially make sure they could heal themselves. Now they don't have to worry about that, so that's kind of nice. People are willing to play things like support because they can heal themselves, and people want to snipe because they can heal themselves. So I think that was really big. I actually did a lot of helicopter flying today. I'm getting good at the helicopter, so that was fun. I'm gonna start the time over again. If I can lay down a 130, we're gonna be in good shape. I have to like really hit every turn perfectly to get a 130. So, all right, let's go in reverse. Neutral. All right. Clutch it up. Right on this left side of the track, that little bit of bump at the top of the blue there, that's what upsets the car. That was a good turn. I should have committed to that turn. I was sliding the ass out and I didn't. I got afraid I was going to spin. I shouldn't have been afraid. That would have been a gorgeous turn if I committed. Like right there, the car oversteers just beautifully, but I have to commit to it. Like, see, I'm committing. Watch it oversteer now. See it oversteer beautifully? And it recovers, so it's not a big deal. So I just need to kind of get used to oversteering that. Because right here, watch, drop a gear and get it to oversteer. There it goes. It's starting to oversteer. Beautiful. Hang with the oversteer and drift. Because the car wants to understeer like crazy. So I have to like try to play with it to get it to oversteer. But now it's like really wanting to oversteer beautifully. So. Yeah, right there where it gets bumpy, you have to kind of like get slowed down or else the car will bump and then your brakes won't work. So you kind of have to get it slowed down before you start getting the chassis, you know, so it's not stable. So pretty fast, but I had a couple mistakes there. They're going to cost me some time. So like there's no, you know, people were afraid without a gear counter you'll put it in neutral. There's no putting this car in neutral, you know, that's first. It's gonna rev, see like that before was unrecoverable. Now I can recover, it's not pretty, but it was like, that was a spin, hit the wall. If you go on the left side, so you gotta hang to the right. And then if I cut in hard, I'll get an oversteer. There we go, the oversteer finally comes in. So it will give me an oversteer if I really fight. I gotta kind of like flick it in early. So like, yeah, it's very hard to get this car to go into neutral. You have to like really screw up your shift to get it to go into neutral. And then you just pop it out of neutral. It auto clutches, so it's not like it's gonna destroy. Oh nope, that's me gone. That was bad. I hesitated on that. I should have committed. It is fear is the mind killer. A couple times there where I backed off and it screwed me. So I'm just gonna run one. So I'm pretty confident in the car. I just need to do a couple touch-up things, make sure the menus are all filled out, and, like right there. And it's because it has solid axles. So let me see if I can show you what it's doing. If you go wide, it's fine. It's right here on this left side. So right here on this left side, you come on hot on this, it's like picking up one of the wheels. So you come over and it picks up that inside wheel, and then it comes crashing down and you pay for it. Because it has solid axles, so it has no suspension to kind of suck that up a little bit, but it doesn't really need it. Alright, so try to get my stuff back together here. I was running good laps, and then I started just trying stuff, and let's try to pay it. Let's try to focus here. There we go. See that little bit of oversteer? That's beautiful. Didn't want to oversteer before. Now I've got it oversteering because I put that extra mass in the nose. It wants to oversteer, which is beautiful. Like, see, I can keep fighting that turn, and I'll eventually get it. There we go. So I get one gear shift in there, and then I have to brake at the candy cane, or else this happens. It makes my chassis unstable, and I can't brake, and I go in way too fast. So I have to hit the brakes before the candy cane. Candy cane to candy cane. Drop a gear here. Pick it back up. Don't grab the next gear. Grab, drop, drop, drop. That's first gear. There's second, third, fourth, and then fifth is a very long gear. So I have to stay to the right, which is tough because it's blind. And so see, I can go right and I don't wreck. The brake, drop, drop, drop into first. Out to second, third. Candy cane to candy cane. Back into the candy cane here. Cut the corner. I gotta cut the corner. I was way too close. Cut this one in. So here's my oversteer. Beautiful. Look at that oversteer. I could just like barely flick it into an oversteer, and it gives me a gorgeous turn. Drop a gear. Drop a gear. Up. I got unsettled there. There's the oversteer. Comes late. Beautiful. Now flick it into gear as I take the turn. Beautiful slide. Gave me a little punch on the way out of the gear. And then I need to be braked by the candy cane. So drop, drop. There we go. Because see how bumpy it is? It's so bumpy that the, your brakes aren't working because your wheels are off the ground. So you have to brake early. There we go. Go candy cane to candy cane. Drop a gear. Hammer it in. Beautiful. Brake hard. Drop, drop, drop. Power out. There we go. Doing good turns now. See what we get for a time. 133.5. Nice. Back on. Back on. So I'm hanging to the left, but I need to... Okay, see. There's a little bit of unstableness there with that friggin' bump. That bump is my most hated part of this course. I just can't soak that bump up, and it's blind. Like, I can't see what's past that turn to my right, so I have to kind of hang left if I want to see where the course is. Get this over. There we go. There's that oversteer. It like kicks in late, and then it's like you just have to like trust it's gonna come, which is scary because it's like I don't know it's gonna come, and then the oversteer comes. There we go. Flick it into oversteer. Nice, nice, nice. This is scary. It's blind. I gotta upshift and then kick it into the turn like that blind. Give me a perfect turn off the candy cane. Downshift. Alright. And then brake. Downshift, downshift. We're in first now. There we go. That was a good turn. Go with the candy cane, upshift. Flick it into the turn to get the oversteer. Oh, that was too much oversteer. I should have waited. Flick it in the turn. Drop a gear. There we go. Making good turns now. Brake. Drop. 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 Power out. There we go. This is why I like a manual transmission. There's no way an automatic can do this. You know, it doesn't know what the turn's doing. It doesn't know when you're supposed to be doing it. This turn is the nemesis of me. Look at it. Ah! It just unsettles the car so bad. And then I come in really hot and slidey into the turn when I need to be setting up for the turn. Because it's like there are times when it tells me to shift where I'm like, nope, I don't have time to shift. I can't take the shift. I gotta ride, just ride red lane. Arrgh. There we go. That's the end of that. But we got some good. We laid down some good times there. I'll finish out the lap. But there's that oversteer. Beautiful. So it's starting to oversteer really nice. So if you're understeering, put a little weight in the nose. It really is helping. Like there we go. Watch. It's gonna give me a bunch of oversteer right there. Beautiful. Makes the turn happen. And I gotta flick it in for the oversteer there. There we go. Nope, now it's unsettled. The rear came up. Once the rear came up, I was done. I had no traction. I'll check in with chat in a second here. I'm gonna call this my last lap here. I'm gonna go do something else. Won't stand for too long, but did a bunch of video editing today. I got out like 4 videos today, so it's gonna be a hellaciously bad time. What was my last one? 136. That wasn't bad. The 136. That was 145. So watch this turn here. So if I come to the right, see it picks that rear wheel up, and then it's gone. Because now you're a friggin' 3-wheeler. That's where the problem is on this track, is right there, where if I had some suspension, but I don't want suspension. But this one section here, it picks that left rear wheel up, and it screws you every time. See, it just makes, oh, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. But yeah, so car's running well. Getting consistent 133s, 134s, so it's running really well. I think it's probably at least 30 miles an hour if I pull that racing stripe off. But car's running really well. It's scary because you have to go in the turn hard and expect, so you're gonna get understeer, 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 then it oversteers, and then you get a good turn in, but you have to go in faster than you think you can, so it's like nerve-wracking every time I do it, but it's working well, so. But I'm happy with it. I just want to check a couple things, make sure they're not broken. I have a couple days left on this, so let me just check everything, see if there's anything. So I have some time to clean it up, but I think everything is looking pretty good. Let's see, any paint problems that I see? Nope. So it has a burgundy interior, so this kind of Golf Mark 1 is what I was kind of looking at for some inspiration. So it has like burgundy interior it had burgundy seats, but it just looks like all one color, so I blacked out the seats. Let's see, we'll check all the lights. So I need to turn the key on. Okay. So that's going. 2's going, good. 3 is hood. 4 is hatch. What do I get? So I need to put those on the seat. 1 and 2 will give me hazards. Reverse lights are working. Brake lights are on. Let's try the running lights. Running lights are on. There we go. Running lights come on. Okay, good. High beams. Check them from outside here. There we go. High beams work. Okay, hazards. Okay, forgot hazards are on their own. Are they actually working on their own circuit? I think I have to work on hazards. Hazards are broken. Okay. So let's see. 3 is hood. Nope. Hatch. Okay. And then let's see. Why are hazards? I had this issue with hazards before. I couldn't figure them out. So they work directional. Let's try hazards, see what they're doing. The ores weren't working, so let me see. 1 or 8. 8 is hazards, okay. So 1 or 2, 8, okay. Blinking it, left directional, okay. Let's see what was up with this. This wasn't working before. Let's see why. Car runs. Does the laps fine. Happy with all that. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's shut that off. Let's check 1 again. Okay, so it works. There we go. Alright, so that's good. Let's go back, check 8 again. There we go. Alright, so that's all working and connected. Seat is filled out. 3, hood. Yep. 4 is hatch. Looks pretty good to me. Make sure this door works. I don't think I've tested this one. I like it as a cabrio. Not a cabrio, what is it? A coupe. So. But, yeah, I think it's pretty good. Let's put a save on this really quick here. What did I call it last? Hot Hatch Race Prep 5. So I'm keeping all the models. Because if I change the handling, it's so screwed up to try to find out how to fix it. So it's like I said, I literally put 20 mass in the front, and it completely changed the way it rides. Rides so much better. Like, where's the halfway point? Halfway point, the center of gravity was about a 3/4 of a block back here. So it was like equal distance here. This, like 25% of it was into this block. It's now up by that much, and it makes a huge difference. So it's, you know, just like a real car. It's like that little bit of weight can really change the handling performance. So, but that's running well. Let's see. Worked on this little boat. I was hoping to be able to do the mini truck and have a trailer, but that's not really working all that great. Let's get out of here really quick. So that's saved. Let's go back to the test save. Let me see where we're at here. Fear is the mind killer. It certainly is. Yes. Have you seen the new Dune? I have not seen the trailer for the next one. I don't watch trailers, but I very much am looking forward to. I want to watch that in IMAX. It has visual XML editing, and it has grip. That was part of the challenge. You can go up to a 2 grip, so tires are gripped to 2, and then it can do visuals. So, for example, if you look here, the wheel wells are nice because I have those XML'd right there. That goes across. So these pieces here are XML'd. And I didn't do too much. I think that was it. These, and then the tires. And that's it. That's it, yeah. That's all that's in there. You know, and the window, this front window here is XML'd, and this back window. So that's it for XML. On one of the, I don't know if I want to get rid of this black hatch or not. I'm kind of digging it. It's a little bit of, makes the back look a little bit more imposing. I kind of like it. But detailing wise, I'm liking it. It has enough detail on the side. It's also shaded, so each, like, these two blocks are darker than these two blocks are darker than these two blocks, so it gives a little bit of shading on the way up, which is nice. Thank you, Bison. It wasn't hard. It puts it on all your saves, so you have to keep that in mind. The instructions are pretty clear. All you're really doing is you want to back up. It tells you which tile to replace. It includes the tile to replace. You want to do a backup of the tile you want to replace, so in case you want to revert it. And then the actual workshop download, all it does is the timers, and you can make it so that if you stop in the pits, it will refuel. You just have to number your tanks. So actually, I should probably do that. Let's see. I think I need to number my tanks. I think it's just 1, 2. It would be fine. So let's go. I think that's all you need to do. So, yeah. I could put an interior light in there. I was almost thinking of doing... Like, I was thinking of potentially putting in a moon roof. I don't know, man. Especially a race car. I don't want a moon roof in there. I was gonna put a roll cage in there before I do that, but yeah. Up, we got the paint problems here. Just notice these. Symmetry, please. There, sir. There we go. Ugh, paint problems. I don't like paint problems here. Oh, get out of here, you color swapping bastard. I hate color swap. Color swapping bastard. Oh, come on, dude. All right, that is fixed there. Ah, Christ, you giving me problems here, there, guy. There we go. That's fixed again. There we go. That has to stay, unfortunately, because we can't paint that. Fix that, please, devs. All right, so that fixes up some of the color issues. Seat backs are a different color. There we go. Let's fix those. Are they all the same color now? They are. Okay. Let me check some more chat. Yeah, I think removing the straight fray would be a ton. I don't know if I can do... As a thought, put a number on there. Put a big 6 on there or something. I could do that. The problem is this. I have this here, so it has to be small. So this is... Where is that? That is there, so it'd have to be in here. I could make a tall 6 maybe, centralized. Let's try that, see if I like it. Okay. Oh, come on. Just spell it right. There we go. So these panels down here are a different color than the upper ones, so I think so. I'm gonna keep the shading the same. All right, and then let's see. Thinking like a light color, maybe like try a white. Try to stylize it maybe a little bit. Let's see if I can do outline 6 that doesn't look terrible. You scumbag, you're already doing it to me, aren't you? There we go. Just I'll make this less tall. Yeah, I'll make this less tall, so we'll come up that's not too bad. A little bit up one more, I think. So we have blocky 6 like that. Or we have rounded 6. I think blocky's the way. See how that looks. I don't know, man. What do you think? Read some chat while you guys are looking at it. That's a good tip with the XOR, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I haven't. I did I. I've listened to some of the audiobook. I don't think I ever finished it. I didn't want to ruin the movies for me. Oh, yeah, I could cut that block out of the top. I don't know. I'm not digging the color. I'm gonna do the Pat. Let's do Pat Racing color, the yellow black, because the color's bugging me. Let's try that. We'll go gold. I think that will match. You get out of you, scum. I gotta paint it by hand there. It's not the end of the world. This part looks, I don't know, that looks still too tall. I don't know. I could go back one and fatten it. Let's try fatten it because that will make it not look so tall and skinny. Let's try that. But it's going to want to be bigger all around. Let's try making the whole sucker bigger and see where we can get with it. That's going to be excessive there. Let's try this. Okay. Let's try that. Let's see what that looks like. It doesn't look right, man. Thumbs up, it doesn't look right. Get out of there, you devil. Usually my 6s look pretty good, too. Cut the corners. I dropped the top. I'm just kind of looking at some. I don't have a ton of space for it, but let's see. I want the number to be 6, so. Let's play with it a little bit. See what I could do. Try that. Let's go. I don't think I like it with the corners cut. I'd have to cut the rest of the corners. Let me try cutting the rest of the corners, see if I can't round it. I kind of wanted it blocky, but I might need to round it to get it to look right. Let's try this inlaying there. That could be the ticket there. Problem is that's got to be inlaid there. Yeah, let's see. Let's try that. Use a little bit more shape. That's not bad. I'm digging that. What do you guys think of that? The pecker at the top's a little weird, but let me see if I can drop the top of that a little bit. I'm digging that. That's not bad. Yeah. Top's a little tough. Let me see if I can fix the top a little bit. I don't want to see, the problem is I don't want to go up anymore. Let's go there. Yeah, it looks like it has a forehead on it. If I go up any higher. And cut in a little bit. Let's try that. Let's go cut, 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 cut like that. And then go black, black. See, this is a little annoying, that right there. Try that. That's not bad. What do you think of this? Yeah, it looks too short now. Top looks too short. It's got to be sticking out. I can't black that. Let's try this. See what that looks like. I'm digging that. That looks pretty good. Softens the top just a little bit. Yeah, it fills out the side a little bit more. I'm digging it. Okay. That's a good addition. That was good suggestion on that. Let's burgundy out that edge on there. We'll keep black on the bottom. We will copy here. And I put the 6 backwards on the side. So, there we go. There we go. Put a 6 on the roof. Oh. Yeah, it is 1 wide. I could 6 the roof. I don't know. Now it look weird between the race and the stripes. For a car that doesn't have any suspension, it is quite springy when I jump on the top of it. What do you guys think this weighs? Take some guesses. What do you think this weighs? Yeah, I think it's much better with the pat yellow. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was thinking of doing like the down curl, but I think it's so. The problem is I have to keep it within 1 block. It's so compressed. If I could make it wider, it would. I think it would look good to curl down the top, but it's just so narrow. I think it's gonna look too tall. You know, so I think this 6 looks. I'm liking this. This looks pretty good there. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. 3 6s, yeah. The Satan. Yeah, put in a third 6 on there would be good for the old Satan. That reminds me, I have to get my Godzilla back for my brother. He's got my Godzilla. Okay, 654 mass. Anyone have any other 1,000 mass? You guys are gonna be surprised. More guesses. Got 654 mass, 1,000 mass. One more. Give me one more guess and I'll look it up. Anybody else? Yeah, let's look it up. It just showed. 599. Yep, it was definitely on the lighter side. So I knew it was 5 something. It was around high fives. It was 574, and then I think it was around the 570s, and then I threw in the 20 extra mass in the front. But that's why like 20 mass matters so much in the front, was the car is not much. That's, you know, good. What's that? 25, no, it's less than that. 20%. No, it's a lot less than that. 5% maybe, somewhere around 5% of the mass in the front. Oh yeah, it's fast. Let me save really quick and then I'll throw it out on let me go bring it out to FJ, give it a run. Get fast. It's like around 155, something like that. $152, something like that. It hits 150 every time I'm on that track. There's a couple spots that will hit 150. You know, I was doing a solid, like in the turns, of course, I'm not doing, but I was like every straightaway, I'm doing at least 130, 140 miles an hour. So it looks slow in game, but it's, you know, it's cranking. I like the old school dash because, again, it's supposed to be off the Mark 1 GTI. Yeah, so right around 153, 155, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm gonna hit the bumps here. Trying to get on flat ground, get moving. There we go. I'm gonna hit top speed here. I need to re-index the gauge. Yep, right around 155. It'll keep going. It's just, you know, it's hard to get this straight of a track to run it on. So, about 155. Do a little bit of the old zippy-doo here. But especially with such a small motor, you need to downshift. Like, you can get away. That's kind of like my motorcycle has a bigger engine than my car does. Motorcycle has like over 100 horsepower on it, so like I can take off in different gears. I don't have to always be in the proper gear. I always am, but like you can get away with not being in the proper gear. But like if you had a really small motorcycle, if you're not in the proper gear, you're just gonna stall. Same thing with a car like this. You have to be in the proper gear. Else you're just gonna stall it. You're not gonna get any power out of it. You know, it's like a small engine. You need to wring its neck the whole time to be able to get any power out of it. Oh, there we go. Here's the jump. But it's fun to ride. It's fun to drive now. That little, like I said, 20 friggin' weight in the nose completely changed the handle and made it so that I can really keep it under control. See, like, watch that. Oh, I can't do it. I didn't shift down, and it had no power. You need to be in the right gear at all times with this car. I'm gonna show you guys this cart. I don't know how much I showed you this. So this was the cart. This was like what I was trying to augment with the thing I started building. This cart's pretty neat because it's a 2-cylinder, and this thing screams, and it's pretty basic, but this will fit in a bunch of my small planes. This will fit in Night Owl. So like it's slipping the clutch right here to be able to do that. So it's just like you put a really slow clutch application on the auto clutch, and it allows you to you know, run with a really small motor and under gearboxes. But it's you know, we're not going that fast now. Maybe this is a little bit slower than I thought it was before. This might be slower than I thought it was, but it's still, I think this will go like 70 miles an hour. I thought this was faster than it is, but it only has a couple gears, so it's... I just put it in reverse. But that's the whole point of this thing, is so I can take that places and go do some rescues. See what I want to work on. Need to fix some of the albatross before I forget. Career build series, I take the albatross out. That will be out tomorrow morning. Screwed up my seat colors here because I was painting outside. And I ended up painting some stuff inside here. All right. So I did color pass on this. So like this is darker than all of this, and then the top is light. So you can barely tell, but like when you see right here, you can see the line. But it helps with the shadowing. So like even though it's like pretty much one color, it kind of gives a little bit of depth. So that it's you know, gives a little depth. I might cut this bit back into this color, I don't know, but a little bit of depth on there just to try to give it a little something, something. I didn't save it, did I? Let's save it. Okay, let's see. What do we need to work on here? Trying to think of something new to build as well. I haven't really known what I really can't think of what I want to build next. I go through and see what I want to build. Yeah, like that cart will fit in here. Could work on this helicopter at some point. Kind of a little bit redundant with Night Owl. Kind of taking a long break from that VTOL. I don't want to go into its microcontrollers. It's very complicated. There's lots and lots of testing. It's like it has a long startup procedure too, so it takes me like 5 minutes to get the thing started, and then I go out and do a 2-second test, and then I have to come in, do a new value, start up again. So it just takes excessive amount of time. So the devs fixed aerodynamics bug. So like the ultralights are faster now too. I think what I want to build. I was thinking of building like a little tiny plane just to get around in. That could be fun. Somebody was asking about how to do constant speed propeller, so maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll start working on something like that. I'd like to be able to like do a mission with it. Like I have my ultralights, like here. I did one of those on a live stream. And then I actually built one the day before. So like this is like was an exercise in getting the smallest motor and getting running, and I could still rescue like one person. So it has a 2-cylinder motor in there. And what's flaps? 1. Like this is actually pretty fast. Let's see where the speed is. 150 knots. Something this small. So this will be kind of cool. This has no gyro at all in it. So not even for smoothing. So this is all raw hand flying on this one. Like I can trim it in, but it's still a little bit wild, but it's not bad. Like that's trimmed in right now. So pretty works pretty well. But it's like super cheap and compact, and of course like you go do rescue one person. I can't remember how well it handles low speed. Let's lower the flaps and see. There's flaps. Okay, I gotta hold them down. So it should, with that much flap on this thing, it should be able to land pretty sharp. This was like, I put this on so I could do little rescues and stuff with it. So let's see. We're down to 70 knots, so. 60 knots. Yeah, 60 knots I start losing my elevator effectiveness. So like right about 65 knots is about as slow as I'm able to get this. So I start losing my elevator. So can't pitch anymore. So I need to keep it right above 65. And then like you could do an off-field landing to go do a rescue. So I like this sort of thing over like having a helicopter all the time. So I like being able to take a little plane like this. Something like this is kind of fun to screw around with. And then the one I did in the live stream is a single-seater. Where's my landing lights for? Well, like something like this would be cool. I really wish the devs would kind of come in here, and there's some cool places down here, especially like, you know, a lot of people don't think Industrial Frontier is value for money. They don't, you know, a lot of them don't do career either, but you know, so they just see it as a new landmass. And one of the things I think would be helpful is like there are these really cool little villages and stuff, and so like they could make some really cool kind of in-depth missions. And you know, like somebody talked about they should have a contest, like a build contest. The devs should, You know, it'd be cool if they would do like a mission contest. You come up with a mission idea and they put it in the game. You know, that sort of thing I think would be helpful to, you know, because it takes the onus off of them. It's like, where's my strobes? 5. It takes the onus off of them. They can be like, hey, you know, you guys voted for this as #1, so we put it in the game. But also, like, I thought of a cool mission like, okay, so you have these villages, right? There are a bunch of these around. There's this one here. There is one. Where the hell is it? There's a couple I know of. There's one here, Chris's Ranch. There's one over here that's cool, Noah's Village. There are a bunch of these villages. One that's like up on the high somewhere, Ghost Town. And so there are cool places like that. One thing they could do that'd be kind of fun is, for example, have a viral outbreak, right? They already have the radiation suit, so make the radiation suit, make a version that's a biohazard suit. And so, you know, you just start taking damage like radiation if you're in here. And so you would put on the biohazard suit and you would deliver supplies. So they'd be like, take a box of medicine to this village. You know, little things like that would be cool. Like, you know, there's, you know, do air ambulance stuff where you say, okay, there's a child, or they don't have children here, but there's a person in here in this particular house that needs to go to a particular hospital because that has, you know, the doctor they need. So, like, say, I don't know, make it far away, wherever, like up here. You know, the, where the hell the one is up here? Right here. And so they say they have to go to this hospital and give it like a short time period, like 30 minutes. And so, like, you have to, you know, come down here, get the person, get up here in 30 minutes. You know, stuff like that I think would be super cool. Yeah, we when we did the Workbench podcast the first day this came out, I flew, Katie did, through that with everybody. So that was fun. Yeah, this is a cool little build. I like these small builds. I really would love the devs to do a miniaturization pass. I think like the physics sensor was one of the best things they came out with. You know, the negative Nancy's are, you know, when they're like, oh, devs haven't done anything great in a while, dude. The you know, they have done some things that are questionable, but like the gimbal update, the physics sensor, they just updated the physics sensor like 2 weeks ago to make it so much better. Like, not only is it numbered, which is so much, like, that's one of the reasons I didn't use it. It's like I'd have to go and make a test platform to find the numbers, write them all down, and instead now I can just read the number when I forget it. Like, I forgot the number earlier and I just read it, you know. And so that was a huge update for miniaturization because you figure if I want a linear speed sensor for this, which this has that on there. So there's a linear speed in here. There's I don't think I have angular on here. But like you know, one block and then each of the panels it connects to needs to have multiple nodes. So it like literally saves you like, you know, could save you 20 nodes by having a physics sensor. I would love to see some more miniaturization stuff, like smaller propellers. Like if they had a natural propeller that was 50%, we could do tiny little drones. Stuff like that is really helpful. Some more wheels, some tiny little wheels, stuff like that would be really super cool, I think. So I'd love to see them do some of that. Let's go up on flap. Raise flaps 2. So they're progressive flaps, so I'm just put it there. But like this plane, I have XML, the booms, and that's why they're square, is they're actually hiding microcontrollers. You can just barely see on that side the shimmer of microcontrollers. So, oh, there we go. I took out, I didn't take out I don't know if, I hit something with the rotor, yeah, in that video. I think it was wolves. Wasn't it wolves? I can't remember. I think it was wolves. That's what I think it was wolves. I think I have the parking brake on. What's the parking brake? 6? Nope, nope. I had the parking brake off. Okay, I had the parking brake off. But this is a fun little plane. Like, little stuff like this is a lot of fun because it's hard. You know, this is a challenge. Like, I'm digging on Big Man's challenge because the car is, you see how compact my car is, man. That's tough. Like, I can't fit, I can't fit anything else in there. You know, it's so cramped. And that makes it a challenge, you know. And, like, this thing was a challenge because it's like, this thing has to be super, you know, compact. Like, I had to hide micros in the booms. But this thing also performs like crazy, dude. This thing is going 154 knots. It costs nothing. It weighs nothing. It has a 2-cylinder engine with 2 fuel tanks. This thing will fly from here to here and back again, I believe. That's its range on those 2 tanks. You know, so it's like that is pretty reasonable, and it won't overheat at max thrust. You know, it can't have a gyro, so you have to build it where the aerodynamics work, because the gyro can't help me at all. Whoa, it's like that. Like, it rolls a little bit. It's a little bit roll happy, and I can't do too much about it because of the when I'm coming into land. Normally the gyro would smooth that out, and I need full deflection for when I'm landing, because as you slow down, you get less control authority on it. So yeah, it was funny. Somebody put a comment on one of my new player career build series videos. They're like, "Oh, wait until you have to explain to people how to get good fuel economy." And I'm like, it's already already fuel conscious, that boat I'm building. That has no problem. That boat will have a long range already. You know, it's because I gear everything up properly. But that was a good little. I think that had a little bit of a nice, concise gearing example on there. That last new player career series. If you guys need or think new players could use any help on certain areas, let me know too in the comments in those videos. But do a little bit of barnstorming here. We shall barnstorm. I kind of cut the turn a little bit wide, but we'll see what we can do here. Ah, I knew I was gonna make it. It was close, man. I needed to push down and keep the rolling. I screwed it up there. Screwy that. I was trying to cut it close, and I just was not gonna do. And then I did a live stream. Eventually, I'll try to release this thing. It's just I have to finish it up and do a workshop. Workshop page is always, but I did this during a live stream, so this is an even smaller ultralight. That's 1 seat, so this has less utility. And because the other one is a pusher prop, I wanted this one to be a puller prop. So it's like little stuff like that to kind of do things different. And because that one was a twin boom, I wanted 1 boom because that's even harder to hide microcontrollers. So it's little stuff like that, you know, that's kind of fun. But like this little miniature stuff is really a lot of fun to come in here and try to build miniature stuff. I don't even know how to. I can't remember how to start this. Like this has to have the starter on the aircraft because I don't have the space for the microcontrollers. So where's my engine? Let me see where we at. Oh, this one has power somewhere right here. Okay. Oh, something happened there. What was that? I don't know what happened. Did I accidentally put the brake on or something? I might have put the brake on. Let me check it. Could have been the flaps too. This one might want a flaps 0 takeoff, so let's try that. I think I put a little flap in and it wanted no flaps. So this one had to have wing sections. I never use wing sections. I put wing sections in this to try to get this one to work right. Go. Like this one's even smaller, you know, and so a little bit of a different design. But these, like little things like this, are fun to make, and they're so hard because you run out of space really quickly. But this one, you know, let's get some guesses on the weights on these. So guess the 2 weights of these ultralights. Of course, the one with 2 seats is heavier, so just put two weight guesses and like see how this one really has a lot of aileron effectiveness. Let's try to do a quick back turn into this tunnel here. We'll see if I can do it. Problem is I lose visuals here. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna crack it right in the ground. Luckily, somehow we survived that, but barely. Oh, come on, man. No, didn't like that at all. This one's a little bit finicky on its controls. That one's a little bit finicky. The other one I can crank and bank a little bit more. Single seat 225 mass, two seat 255 mass. Let's see, single seat 463, and the other one is 406. This one's lighter. I didn't guess that. That's funny. This one's more. That's funny. That's pretty funny that this one weighs more. What's the speed on this one? Let's see if I can actually get. Let's try something here. Let's see, AD. Let's try to bring AD down a little bit. Let's go down to 6. I'm gonna kind of cut some of that wiggle off of it a little bit, I think. Make sure these wheels are off. They should be off. Yeah, they're off. Okay. Let's do a little bit of flap in there. See if I can't make it work with a little flap. Where are you at there? Okay. All right, let's put a little flap in here, see what we can get. See, this does not let. This one's hard to because that engine really wants to pull the nose down, so it kind of pops up on you. So yeah, see, the aileron's a little bit touchy, even with knocking the sensitivity down. The aileron's a touchy. I just can't do much with that without the gyro. That just helps a little bit to keep it from being a little bit wobbly, but it's not bad. Let's see what the full top speed is on this one. Get a little trim in here. Just want to do pitch trim. A little bit better on aileron there. A little bit lower sensitivity. Where's speed? 158. So this one's just a hair faster than the other one, but both 2 cylinders. Like high angle of bank, you expect to see like that is what would happen in real life, stalling like that. Yep, that's a full stall. That's a spin and a stall there. So like, you have to be careful with doing high angles of bank. That's what will happen IRL as well. Like the race plane, let's grab a race plane. Like I can do it in the race plane. It has power to spare. Here's a 16-cylinder race plane. This one's got power to spare, so it can deal with it. I can do over 90 banks close to the ground pretty reliably on this. There's my canopy. Over here somewhere, maybe? No. Where the hell's canopy? There it is. Okay. Parking brake. Okay. Whoa. Easy there, Killa, on the, I'm going too fast here. It wants to take off already. I was gonna take off the runway. Here we're up. Okay. I didn't put any flaps in for takeoff. Like this is not intended to be super fast. It's intended to be, you know, quick around the race course. I made the race course be slow. I wanted to get this in the Workbench podcast. I made it for that. That's when I made the race course, and then that just ended unceremoniously. So, you know, I kind of made it a little bit slow so people could actually race. And because, you know, if you're going too fast, you know, if somebody gets way ahead, kind of keep the speeds a little bit on the lower end. It takes a little bit more skill, and you can pass people. And so it's still not bad. It's 150 knots, but it's not crazy. Craziness. Like, see, I can go full 90s on this. I can go past 90s on this. And that one's fine, you know. But this one has a lot more elevator authority too, so I can overcome it. Because you need a lot of pitch to be able to maintain the airflow of the wings. That's why I don't operate from third person. Because I don't know how to land in third person. Let me read it as a question here. With thrust and planes, if I have a build where all it wants to do is wildly spin around in the air, do I have too much thrust active? Not necessarily too much thrust, as long as it's in line. You just need to make sure you're in line, everything's balanced. So your thrust should be in line. Ideally, if you look at this one, it's within a block of center of thrust is here, center of gravity is here. So you want those to be in line. Center of lift is about here. You want center lift to be about in line with the center of gravity, and that's you need to get all those you need to get all those balanced. And then the length of your tail is to give you a longer lever arm, so your rudder is effective. If you don't have enough rudder, you need a longer tail to get a longer lever arm, or a bigger rudder. So like you could have a short tail and a big rudder, or you can have a long tail and a small rudder, or a combination. You know. Let's see. What the hell's... I forget what the turboprop does for speed. It's a 16C. It's usually what happens when you put a turboprop on something. The nose just gets longer and longer and longer to be able to stuff it in there. Why do I have no ailerons in this? I have no ailerons on this? Oh, it's the flaps. Put the flaps down, I lose a lot of aileron control because they're flapperons. That's what it is. Like this one's considerably faster. But this is kind of a build I had just so I could get around the map. Get around the map with some speed. See, like that flutter, that is too much sensitivity on my pitch gyro. That's all the gyro really is a PID, and that slider is just decreasing the P value pretty much. So decrease the sensitivity on it. Won't flutter, it's just overshooting, essentially all it's doing. Yeah, you just, that's very important in airplane. Like, literally, you know, if you're hearing, like, if you're flying an airline and they're like, oh, we need you to move from this seat to this seat, you know, that we have to do that all the time, was have to move people from seats because of the weight and balance, you know. And then once you get in the air, it doesn't matter. It's for takeoff. You don't want to not be able to rotate, or you don't want to over-rotate. You know, they've had cargo planes where the cargo slides all the way to the tail, and it crashes because you know, they can't get the nose down. They stall. Inversion here. I think what I want to build next. I'm not going to start it too much now. I'm going to finish up here in a little bit. But you know, I've been trying to think of what I want to work on next. I started working on a little trailer for the mini truck. The mini truck can go in the back of the Albatross. The race car can go in the back of the Albatross. I have a bunch of stuff. The Albatross is one of the big reasons I built that, was to be able to put some of my, what are they, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 wide cars in there. Theoretically, they should fit in the other stuff, but they're like 1, 2 blocks too wide. Yeah, so they need to be fixed. That would be probably an accelerated stall in real life. You'd stall and bang it in on that. Generally, you need to extend the loop out more, or else you need accelerated stall. You know, stall stall is not speed. Stall is angle of attack. So if you do a really like hard, like if I go down really hard and I try to pitch up, you'll exceed the critical angle of attack to the relative wind, and you'll stall it right in the ground. You'll see jets do that at air shows where they pull out too late, and they'll never be able to pull out. They've already screwed themselves. They're already done well before they get close to the ground. They just can't do anything about it, you know. So that's an accelerated stall because you're pitching beyond. You're eventually going to reach the critical angle of attack, and you just can't get out of it. And at that point, they're done. I'm trying to think, I've been kind of looking for some inspiration. I might make I was kind of thinking like a landing craft boat. I'm not really in the boat mood because I want to work on Triton coming up in the career build series. And that's going to be a lot of boat work, so I don't want to get into a boat right now. I'm trying to think of what the next build challenge is going to be sea-based. I was thinking maybe a landing craft. So I was thinking of building one, but I may or may not build one myself. Let's do it. Let's do this here. This is going to be a tough one to get under here. I have to do it last second. Yeah, I'm already favoring the right too much. Oh, that was tough. Way favoring the right there, and I was afraid to clip that right wing. See if I can't do a blind turn into there. We'll see. This one I have enough, glass above I can see. Thank you, thank you. Never done a loop in real life. I've done plenty of rolls, but never a loop. We'll try something here. We'll see. Oh nope, that's like the classic case of an accelerator stall. Accelerated stall is high bank angle, and as you're coming in and just sneaks up on you and you can't pull out. A little drinky poo on that one. Yeah, it worked out. That one was tough. I was afraid I was gonna crack that right wing, and I can't pull any more to the left. Because if I kick rudder, like a lot of people in game think, oh, just kick the rudder. You can't. That puts you in what's known as a skid. So the plane is still going to the right. You're just at a funky angle. That's all that's doing, and you're disrupting the flow over every other control surface. It's better. You need to bank in, and so at that point, if I brought that right wing up any higher, I was going to hit the bridge. So I was committed, like I couldn't do anything more. And luckily, it was enough. I made it through, but. On that I was kind of screwed. I couldn't do it. Say, yeah. So I was thinking of making some sort of amphibious truck would be kind of interesting. So I don't know. I kind of wait till the inspiration comes. Like I really got into albatross and night owl, so those are good. Try to think of what my next build will be at some point, but it kind of comes to me at some point, and I kind of get inspired. I see somebody's stuff that I'm interested in. Make some more chassis would be kind of nice. This helicopter is absolutely ridiculous, dude. This thing is out of control, how good this thing is, and I just don't want to fly it. It's like, that's the funny thing, is this thing is so good, and I just don't want to fly it. It's like, it's one of the reasons I made Night Owl, was I made this, I'm like, I don't want to fly it. But here, let's see. It's mostly done, too. Let's do that. But this thing is insanely fast for what it is. But it flies really well. It's a little bit complicated, but it's not bad. Like, the props to the yaw, so it's not that complicated. But it's, a little bit of work. But it's tuned in now. It works great. And then start putting in prop. Watch the speed on this thing. This thing's an absolute speed demon. Look at that. Sanity, dude. Banged almost 300 knots there for a second. Stabilize out at 275. 276. So the thing is just absolute speed demon for no reason. and it's diesel. It's cheap to run. Let's take the stupid autopilot off there, this gyro. You know, so it's just insanely fast and just, you know, just really good. Oh, I needed a little bit of collective to get up over that. But you saw right there how the speed dropped by 30 knots. That's because I was pitching with the rotor, and I put enough resistance on the rotor, it slowed the engine down. That's why I did that. Yeah, I am gonna build a base. I'm gonna do that in the career build series. So essentially, what I'm gonna do is, like, you know, I talked about that live career build series I did the other day. What I'm gonna do is just keep taking saves from the career build series probably and do that live. But in the career build series, pretty soon I'm gonna start building that base up, and so get a bunch of base building going in that in the career build series. So that's coming. You know, so I can get. Triton's coming in. The episode that comes out tomorrow, I essentially just moved a bunch of fuel up to military and sold it. So I gave myself got a bunch of money from that. So I'm gonna need to be doing that a couple more times so I can launch Triton. Like, I'm up over 400 grand in cash. I need 489 just to launch Triton, and I need 172,000 liters of diesel to fill it. So. But that'll be cool with Triton. I could do. I can load 5 containers on it, transport 5 containers, do rescues while I'm transporting containers. That's the great thing with that, is I can have 5 containers on me and still go do rescues. Yeah, so that's kind of fun. But this thing is just like insanely fast for what it is, and it's just like, you know, it needs station keeping. It needs to be able to have rescue harnesses so that it can essentially do what Night Owl does. It's faster than Night Owl. But it's just like, it's just like overly good for no reason. I don't, just lucked out with it. It just came out really well and just fast and everything. But I don't know why just don't want to use this thing all that much. I'm just like not in a helicopter mood. Like, I enjoyed running Katie did the other day, but this is like a big improvement. This is like insanity speeds. It's like efficient. Where's my fuel? I don't know. I don't have a fuel gauge in here, I don't think. No, I don't have fuel. It's up there, maybe. That might be it right there above me. But oh, there's a fire. That need to fix its cooling system. Know that. But you see how long it took to go catch on fire. So I think it might not have any cooling system. Let me check, see if it has any cooling in it. I might not have gotten to cooling yet. The main rotor torque is canceled by the propellers. So the propellers will use the angular velocity off the sensor, and one will go forward, one will go in reverse. So that's what cancels the torque. That's how I yaw. One prop goes forward, one prop goes back, and then so that cancels out everything. These 2 propellers do all of it. So let me check. What was I going to check? See if this even has cooling. This may not have any cooling in it. Let's see. I don't think I put any cooling in here yet. No, this has no cooling in it. So just needs some cooling, and it'll be fine. There's plenty of space for it too. It can all come back here. We can put cooling in the tail. There's plenty of room in the tail. One thing I need to do is, like, this is my fuel tank here, and it has all microcontrollers in it. The problem is I need to put in winches, and I need to put in a hole in the floor. So hole in the floor needs to go in, and then I put in a winch here, so I'll be able to do rescues with it. It needs station keep. It needs some things, but it's not too bad a shape. I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to build an airship, but to move fuel, but it'd be kind of an interesting project. Let's see. Just reading some chat. Yeah, but that base building's coming. I'd like to build a little bit more of, like, kind of a modern-ish thing, so that'd be kind of cool. Indeed. Fast craft that can be deployed and landing in as many places possible. This looks like a good solution. Yeah, it works pretty well. Yeah, but like I said, main rotor torque's canceled by the props. Let me see if I can find prop control to show you. Collective there, am I doing? I might be running pitch. I think I'm running off pitch so I can have full collective. If I didn't do that, I couldn't get full acceleration. So like off collective, where is it here? I'll find it. So here's the prop controller. So pretty simple. We have the yaw gyro off of the gyro. Angular speed goes in there. And so the yaw is asking for an angular speed. And then it has a p-value of 0.38. And that is all she wrote. And then what's this formula here? So this is a formula so that some of this, it's pretty simple actually. The X is throttle. And then Z is what the PID's doing for yaw control. So this is your yaw and yaw control. And this is the throttle for going forward. And all it really does is X is your throttle. So X is limited to 75%. And that way 25% is left for yaw control. And then it will actually go over because the yaw control can go backwards. So then it's plus negative Z plus X times. Okay, so this is a correction factor here. Okay, I'm seeing what it's doing. So the forward thrust is limited to 75% of the prop, and that will allow for any yaw control. The X times 0.055, that is the torque, that's the torque correction value. So you pretty much just keep adding in trim until you counter the rotor's standard torque, and then it is going to add up Z, which is going to keep your angular momentum there. So that's just a correction. So you have this going. I would have to make the p-value so high it would oscillate. And so in order to keep it from oscillating, you leave it as a low value, and then you put in a correction value of this. So you just essentially test it. You say, okay, I'm still turning to the right. So like for example here, let's take that out. Let's just make that 0. So was it 0.055? All right. So let's update that. Spawn it. And if we start it, and I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna touch anything. You notice all my trims are 0. See how it's yawing on its own? It's trying to yaw itself, okay. And now if I put that correction value back in, and so all you do is you just keep testing it until, you keep increasing the trim until it stops doing the yaw. And then you know what your correction value is. You just stick that in there. So that has the correction value in now. So it will, when the prop initially kicks in, you'll notice it gets a little bit, but now it's going to correct itself. So it's hard to keep it from lifting off the ground here, but let's get it down. But that's the yaw correction value. So and then you're setting the angular speed you want with the with your yaw control. So all you're doing is telling what angular speed you want, and it will put one prop forward, one prop back to do your angular speed. And then, but it's very maneuverable. It's one of my more maneuverable helicopters. But like this has auto hover is off, and like let me get rid of the trim. I had the trim on, so like it's pretty maneuverable. I can fly it around in here pretty well. A little bit. We're gonna have a problem here, but yep, I hit the rotor. But pretty maneuverable in here. But yeah, that's how it does it. Is the props just do the yaw. As long as you have asymmetrical thrust, you're fine. So same thing with the Rotodyne. Rotodyne uses asymmetrical thrust for its yaw control. So you pretty much use whatever you have. Like Rotodyne does the same thing. These props go forward or back to control its yaw. Yeah, like I said with that engine fire, I have no cooling in there. I've yet to put that in there yet, so I have to do that. That thing, as you can see, it needs some basic stuff like engine cooling and stuff, but it's not bad. Trying to think. I could do some fuel runs with the Plan from last time in the career build series. That could kind of work. I was almost thinking of doing like a fighter at prop fighter at some point, but I haven't been feeling it. I haven't been feeling any sort of war stuff. Oh, that was from Creation Review episode 3 there. I wish this motorcycle worked better. I really wanted this pogo to work, but that's kind of being funky and doesn't want to work right. Could work on this sub at some point. If we get a mission that this sub was from the first career build series, if we get a mission that to like do a repair or something, I'll bring this with me. You know, this is actually a pretty good sub. It's just not painted. Phil gave me crap for I got in the I think I had my build in the weekly update like 3 weeks in a row, and he gave me crap for this one because this is literally they put it in at its current white with a pink dot state. But the sub works pretty well. This it has that pontoon in the back, that buoy, so that it can breathe underwater, so the diesel generator can run. But works pretty well. Just needs to be finished. There's not much I want to do with a sub though. That's kind of the thing. I don't think what else I have in builds. I don't have too much like that's. Cormorant will come back in the career build series with Triton because Cormorant fits on Triton's helipad. So this will come back for when Triton comes back in the career build series. So that because this is actually a pretty damn good rescue plane. This. That flaps? I can't remember. That flaps? It's got to be flaps. Yeah, it's flaps. But this is a good rescue plane for. And so Triton will pick this up and put it on its back, so that you know you have to stop Triton, but it will work. So what's this? Everything going here? We're good. We're good. Where's my prop control? Park brake release. There we go. Yeah, so I have this doesn't have a proper constant speed propeller, so that needs to be added at some point. But the Cormorant's works well for that, to be able to you know, go do rescues. This is actually pretty reliable rescue craft. Works well in the water. Does a bunch of tricks like people have been asking lately. At some point I'll do a seaplane tutorial, but people have been asking recently on like Reddit, they've been asking for tips of how to get a seaplane to work. So one thing is you use the pitch on the propeller, and all that's doing is you do it kind of in real life. They angle the engine so that if it's above the center of gravity, it will be angled up. So in this case, it will be angled down to account for it being above the center of gravity. And then if you look here, you can see it on these. See these fins, these little fins? As soon as those hit water, they go full up. And that causes it to skip on the top of the water and try to come up and out. So little tricks like that, but maybe at some point I'll make a seaplane tutorial. But like the biggest thing is the using a little pitch on that propeller really helps to angle it, and you don't need to like actively have it connected to your pitch. You can make it so that it is you essentially just do a test. You take off and you keep increasing it until it cancels out the downward tilt, and you just put that as a static number. You can do that. But this would land next to Triton, and then Triton would load it up. I have the prop still engaged there. But this is kind of cool. Yeah, thanks for the sub comment. This is kind of cool. I put this on a lot of my stuff. Is this door automatically closes when it sends some water and then it pumps out. So because I'm constantly forgetting that door is open. And if you turned on the, wind, the water will start to get in there. It's gonna blow away like crazy. It's not a beam the wind either. So that's not helping my cause here. Let's change the wind direction. There we go. Trying to get water going on the side of it. So like as soon as water goes on the side, there we go. See the door closes and it pumps out. And then it won't let you open that door until it's pumped out, so you can reopen it. Oh, right in the prop I'm gonna go. So it's kind of a neat system to make it so that you can forget the door and it's not catastrophic. It won't sink your stuff. But kind of a cool build, this. That'd be kind of cool to do a seaplane tutorial. A bunch of people have been asking for that. But I need to fix the propeller. So like those fins are keeping me up on the top of the water, cutting the drag down. So little stuff like that helps. So it'd be nice to bring the cormorant back. I always say cormorant, it's cormorant, but I'm trying to think of, like, I can't think of any builds off the top of my head I want to build, but usually it's like I get obsessed about something and that's when I go building it, is when I'm obsessed about it. So it's like I really want to, and you kind of have to be. It's like you see how many hours Albatross took, and it's still not done, but it's mostly done. So it's something like that. I banged that out in days. So it wasn't too bad. But it's takes, kind of have to get involved, and I don't like to half-ass it, and like I really want to be into that build when I build it, or else it's like, oh, there we go, hit the ground. I'm crashing a lot today. Usually don't crash. Not paying attention. That's cool. Yeah, having a system like that's really helpful, because after like the third time of a build sinking when you're out trying to do a rescue, it's like, yep, we got to do something about this. The other thing is a dead man switch. That's going to be in the new player career build series soon. Like, I've yet to do that. Is if you fall off your boat, it stops. That's an important system. Let's see what else we have in the old archive of builds here. Trying to see looking at some of the old stuff gives me some inspiration every once in a while. I do have a fire system module, that's good. The gearing tutorial example there. This was a ugly boat, the covered rescue boat. This one was pretty good, but it wasn't as good as the one I replaced it with. What the hell is this? Oh, train pump car. My old train. There's a pump car there. My scoot. Hand crank boat. Just testing when the first hand crank stuff came out. I like having these every once in a while. Like, these are what turned into the cormorant. So like these were the first, like, just testing out basic shapes, trying to get it to float. So it was just like basic shaping, trying to get the sucker to float. I think I put on, are these fake engines? Probably fake engines, yeah. Just trying to see if I get it floating. Like, cormorant doesn't have any sort of tricks to float. Like this couldn't float, so stuff like that. Just testing out what will float. And then finally, like, the cormorant was the, it needs big. It looks pretty small, but it's pretty big, actually. It's like, it's got good space in here because it needed all that to float. What is all this crap sitting in here? I don't know why that's all in there. Oh, that's an old build. But yeah, so like stuff like that. Testing is helpful just to see that. What else we got in here? Yeah, I'm trying to think what I want to do in game. I'm interested what we didn't get parts last week. What did we get? Did we get an animal? Because everybody was complaining, so we probably got an animal. So I think, what is it, announcement week this week? I can't recall. So it's probably announcement week. Bambi buckets for Katydid, so you can put out fires. I never get forest fires because I don't have on that silly meteors and nonsense. Mud skipper is my that was for a challenge. That was for was that Big Man's challenge? I can't remember. Can't remember who put that one on. That was a cool challenge. Good to have some challenges. I'm glad there some other people are making some challenges. Here was the trying to put the what do you call it? The sub on a barge, and it's just the barge wasn't big enough, but this would spawn in the beginner base. So it was too heavy and it was just too tippy to try to do it out of the beginner base. Just too big of a sub because the sub needs a lot of ballast. Kind of interesting to go back. So this is a submarine tutorial. So I did do a Stormworks basics submarine tutorial. So that was this on the basics of that. That's actually a pretty popular video. What else we got here? The dollies do not work in game, which sucks. T-Tis came out then. Kind of nice to go back and look at stuff, see what was working, what wasn't, what led to what. Lots of Rijo. I just kept, iteration after it because I was eventually I released it eventually, but I was like trying to get kind of a coherent message of when that was coming out. Stormworks Basics plain tutorial. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of what I want to build next, kind of going forward. I don't have any inspiration right now, so I'm trying to think of something I want to do, but maybe getting into the next, thinking about the next challenge will kind of do something. I try to build like something before the next challenge that kind of informs what it's going to be, so I know it can be done and done well, because I don't want to leave, everybody without kind of an impossible challenge or something that's too tough, or so I try to test it out myself. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, like these are all. This is kind of cool having the all of Rijo from the beginning of Stormworks Basics. Like I saved every video that I worked on, it got saved. So like that's all the way back to episode 1. So it's kind of cool to like this was the first Rijo that was on there. And then where is it? Let's find the last one. And then this is the one that is was on episode 133. So it's like I kept working on this, 133 episodes into the build series. So that was kind of nice to go from there to there, and then like so much of it's just systems work. So it's like had a ton of systems work in there. Things like that, the automated door system, a bunch of panel work. I made some Lua screens, so it's just like, a lot of work goes, gearing work and everything. We kind of see from start to finish, where it's at, which is kind of neat. Yes, somebody made a comment on my on the new build series that it took me 9 episodes before I even did the first mission, and it's like, that's kind of more of my strategy now is, let's see if I have that. So like this was, I didn't save too many of those versions, but like this was the tug from the new one. This is just a different kind of design philosophy from the last build series. This was much more, I wanted something better for towing, did some rescues with it, and then moved on. So I didn't stay with it for like 130 episodes. I moved away from this reasonably quickly because I wanted to make this a tugboat and then go on to other things. So kind of interesting there. I could do just like a fast rescue, but I haven't done one in a while. That could be something interesting to just have a fast rescue boat. I have a shell for a rescue boat the shell is pretty good, but it needs work. The hell is it? This. That's too big. Gotta move it. Like this one just needs new engines. It needs some work, but the shell is pretty good. The shell would work good as a kind of like a heavy weather rescue boat because I don't like, Triton can do it, but like this would be kind of the heavy rescue going out in like really bad weather. Let's see if this runs. But like this is just reasonable capacity in here. Could use an upgrade. That's going up. Going down. Like this one I never really finished. This was this direct drive or diesel electric? This is diesel electric, which I pretty much do all direct drive now. So I just you just turn that fuel valve on, and that starts automatically when it needs the electricity. Which I would turn that into regular diesels, I think, at this point. Tried some systems like this is the water for the firefighting here. And then have flybridge up here. So you can drive it from up here as well. Where is that? I don't know what any of this stuff does. I haven't touched this in forever. This would kind of be neat to work on this. I don't know how any of this works. Oh, I think I need to toggle that to be able to get controls from there. So it'd be kind of neat to go back and work on something like this, but I don't know. I tend to just do new stuff now. But it's a reasonable shell. Like the hull work is pretty good. It just needs some upgraded systems, pretty much. Like the hull came up pretty good. What's my speed? Doing like 36 knots. So, and then this should be able to handle really pretty heavy winds, I think. Yeah, like this could go out and do rescues and heavy waves. Yeah, so that would be kind of cool. Maybe get back to something like that. Because I don't really have any rescue boats. Like I have some stuff I can use, but I can use old stuff too. But kind of nice to have a proper new rescue boat. So that could be interesting. That could be another thing for the build challenge. Foxtrot is a smallish rescue boat, like not super small, but kind of like not big, not small, kind of a little bit moderate size. Probably smaller than this, but something like that could be interesting to do. Yeah, because this is a good size to go out and do some rescues. Like it's not like you can go walk the deck while it's moving. It's not a big deal. So something like that could be interesting. I'm just checking some chat. Yeah, definitely having a system that shuts all your doors when the water gets in is very helpful. Fills the starter dock. It pitches excessively even at low speed. I don't know. Post something to the build help, and I can probably take a look at it tomorrow. If you don't want to post the workshop link, just put some good pictures in there that kind of see how it's set up. But workshop link's always the easiest. But I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like I have some really rectangular stuff that works fine. Like the hell is it? Oh, I just saw it. I have a powered barge that is super square that runs fine. It's getting things in balance. Where's powered barge? Contain self-powered barge. That's one of them. Here it is, right here. Like this is kind of a cool powered barge that fits in beginner base. Holds one container, just really simple powered barge, but it how do I get in this sucker? Does it have a button somewhere? There it is. Okay. But like this one's kind of cool because it has what do you call it, azipods, so desync, thrust to port. Okay. So like I can move these engines out like this. And so if I want to go straight right, I would try to get them symmetrical here. So here they go. They're starting up now. So like this is, see how it's going sideways because of the azipods? So this allows me to, kind of cool, can go sideways with something like this. It's nice that it's just like single container, and then you just steer with one azipod. So I'm just steering with the right side, and I can go sideways with it. But I guess my 0 button's not working. It's not hooked up to the center, but like something like this is cool. So let's see where we're at. You'd like it to go 90 knots? I don't know. 90 knots is pretty fast for a boat. You're gonna really have to probably get into foils to do it, all that well. Do I even have it? I don't think I even have a. Oh, I do have a boat that will go 90 knots, but I'll bring up the boat that goes 90 knots, in excess of 90 knots. I don't have the right outfit on to be driving this boat, but this boat goes like stink. They need fuel valves, don't they? This boat will go 90 knots. Where are we at here? Sink to port. There we go. Why are my engines not synced? There we go. This boat will go fast. My port engine is not running. I have to run them all independently for some reason. There we go. There's 108 knots, 110. We're banging up 110, 111. This will move like stink. But it's Vice's boat, so of course it doesn't move like stink, and it should be able to do it in 100% wind. Yep. This one does 100% wind, no problem. And you notice it behaves naturally too. I talked about one of my, it was a stability tutorial, I think, for the new player career build series. The best way to get like good stability like this is you want to put, you want to do the rear as altitude and you want to do the front as pitch control. And that will give it a very natural behavior. Like you see, eventually, probably act like the fool, but it recovered. In real life, what are you going to do? You're going to slow down. You're not going 100 knots, and this is like 100 knots of wind. But and because the wind's at our tail, it's like we're doing 200 knots. So you just slow down a little bit. But you see, you can handle most of it fine. Yeah, Vice is very, very labor intensive, so I have to plan ahead for that. I have a kind of a story thought out at some point, but unfortunately, Vice didn't get the views that I wanted either, so that was kind of a bummer. So it's like, it's a lot of work, and it wasn't as many views I wanted, so let me see. Like, let me find Vice. So one thing that will help get more Vice episodes out is more views. It's hard to put that much time in and not get enough views, So let's see, where the hell is the analytics for it? Why is it not popping up analytics? Let's see, where are you at, Vice? Vice episode 1, where is it? Analytics, there it is. Got 312 views, so not a ton of views, and that took a long... Now, that one wasn't terrible to make, time-wise. The second one took a lot of time to make. Wasn't ridiculous, but it was days, and that one has 204, so that has even fewer viewers. It has better revenue, but by a long shot, but it only has 12 watch hours, so that's kind of a bummer when it doesn't get enough views. So I like to get some Vice, but do some more Vice, but it's a lot of a time investment, and it's it's good when people watch it. So, if you see somebody who might be interested, send them the link. I'm just reading some chat. Yeah, like Vice boat there is pretty good at 108. I generally, if I'm gonna do 100, I couldn't figure out how I had the engine set up there, but generally I'll do like 80 knots and 100% wind, and it's fine. At 100, all it needs to do is pick that nose up enough, and it's gonna go nuts because the tilt sensor doesn't know where it is, and it stops helping you keep the bow down. So I just need to slow down like 80 knots, and it'll be fine. Yeah, I kind of like doing Vice by myself. It's kind of just my own thing. Yeah, it will come back eventually. I I don't mind putting the time in for a video that doesn't get a lot of views, but I really need to be feeling it, you know. So it was like I enjoyed Vice. I don't like I don't feel bad, you know, that I didn't get the views I wanted, because it was like I enjoyed doing it, you know. But I'm not going to do the next episode until I really, really want to do it because, like I said, it'd probably take me 3 days to get the episode done. You know, if it gets 200 views, it's like it's not great, but it's like if I'm not feeling it and I like force myself to do it for 3 days and then it doesn't get any views, it kind of sucks. But if it's like I'm enjoying it and I'm enjoying making it and then it doesn't get a lot of views, it's like okay, well whatever. I enjoyed doing it, but it's like you know to kind of put it in perspective a little bit. You know, shorts. You know, it's not all about money anyway, but like shorts don't make any money, but they get a lot of views. Like I put out a couple videos today that got you know, what is that? 4 times, five, well, more than that. 7 times the views that Vice got in like an hour, you know, for that was for Tarkov. But you know, so it's not all about views. It's not all about the revenue of it, but it's just kind of like it's nice when you know, nice to see that people are enjoying it. You know, kind of sharing it. You know, that's the main thing for me when I see a high view count. It's like, oh, other people are enjoying it. You know, and I was kind of a bummer put that effort into the episode 2, and it was like 200 views. It's like you know, I have videos that literally take me an hour to make that will get you know a lot more views than that, and it's like so it's kind of a little bit of a bummer. But you know, you can't just like make videos to try to get views. It's just that doesn't work. Cause like it was funny, somebody who does Star Citizen content was talking about that. You know, and they'd make like a video that took them like all week to bit make, and they did tons of editing and watch throughs, and it was really solid video. And it gets like 1,000 views, and then they do a react video where they literally just like watch somebody else's video and give their opinions on it, on like what they said, and it gets like 60 million or 60,000 views, and they're like, I literally sat there for an hour and just talked, and I got 60,000 views, and then you do one that you pour your heart and soul into, and it gets nothing. And so it's like that can be frustrating at times, but it's like you can't get frustrated by it. You kind of have to enjoy what you're doing, you know, or else it's just gonna make you miserable. So it doesn't really bother me. I enjoy Vice, but I wanna, you know, each episode I want to kind of up the ante and make it a little bit better than the last. So it's like, you know, my workflow has gotten a little bit better for it. So for example, like I have a bunch of stuff saved here. I'll show you guys that you know, as I was I was saving a bunch of stuff so that you know, it'd be a little bit easier to do. So here, like, I'll show you. Let me find it. Oh, where are you at there? Should be alphabetical. So like here is my folder of Vice stuff. So like this is so like if you remember last episode of Vice, like I recorded these, so it's like this is Vice doing the animation, you know, and here is the judge doing an animation. So it's like when I need to string them together, so it's essentially like a scene that I can add. So I can add these different scenes, and so it's like stuff like that makes it a lot easier to be able to put more episodes together that I have these, but like they have to be in a certain location. I have to redo all of them. So like I have to go through and do each of these over and over and over again to have a kind of a cache of them to be able to do it. So it's not bad, but it's just like it's yeah, I like to get that view count out. So hey Diablo, how's it going? So if you know anybody who would be interested in you know, I'd appreciate if you share the link to the Vice videos. The first one was kind of iffy, but it was a pilot, you know, so I didn't want to put too much effort in it, not knowing what it was going to be, and I didn't even know who the character was going to be or anything else. And then the second one, I was like, okay, I know who the character is going to be, and I you know, made sure everything was voiced out, and so that was fun. But my favorite here, I'll play my favorite scene from Vice was actually from the first one. The song just kicks. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Let's see. Open up there. Oh, that's the second one. I think the second one was, you know, certainly better done and more fun. But this scene here was, this one timed to the music beautifully. It was just like, this one was gorgeous the way it timed to the music. And that was, I really liked this song, so that really helped. But
Dispatch device.
the me doing the voice of everyone was pretty miserable, but like this came out really well. This song, this was like one of my favorite parts of it, was just this like everything timed up to the song really well. And just like fit the vibe of like, you know, riding around at night. Maybe I can remember how to drive this boat now watching the video. Maybe I'll remaster episode 1. Put a new voice in there. That could be kind of fun. Just go back and redo the voices. So like the boat starts speeding up right to the music. So that's kind of fun. I hand drew the whole like emblems there, like that one.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
Yeah, good Miami Vice feel on this one.
Girls with their
Oh, is it now? Yeah, I can't tell what it's gonna sound like to you guys. Let me know when that's good. How about that? Yeah, like for me, that's about normal, and then that's like I have to be careful. Like if I turn the game sounds up too high, it sounds fine for me, but it's too loud in the video, and then that's a problem. So I have to like this is really cool. Like I love the Vice reflecting off the ocean. Look, it came out really cool. And then the other song I love is I love the credit scene. So like this worked out really well. I might remaster this and like just do the voices over again, would be kind of fun. And then I love the credits song. Have a good night. It works really well with credits because it has like pop-ups in it. Like the song like keeps dipping up and going down, and so it like works really well. And then it's funny that when I zoom in there, that was actually, I put this on the floor in the hangar and zoomed in manually. Because you see how crappy, I hand drew this. So like, see how bad it is? I proved that, I fixed it. So I went back and hand drew it. All these Stormworks Vice, that's all hand drawn. So I had to go back and fix it. So it was very choppy at first. Yeah, so it'd be nice to get some more views. Like this one got 315, and then the other one got two only got, what did 2 get? 204. So, you know, a little disappointing on that. It'd be nice if they got some more views. So, if you see anybody who'd be interested, send them a linky. But yeah, it'd be nice to get a little bit more viewers on that. You know, like I said, I want to do another episode, but I really I need to really want to do it, to sit down for 3 days and make it. And at that point, like I don't care if it gets any views. It's like I enjoy making it and kind of telling a story. But you know, certainly be nice. Did a bunch of Tarkov videos today. Let's watch those really quick. Might as well do that while we're in here, and then we'll finish up. Let's see where we're at here. So these Tarkov videos are doing well. People are getting back into Tarkov. So these are all shorts, which is kind of nice. I'm hit. But I love sniping. Sniping's my favorite, and so it's just, I'm a pretty nasty sniper. They're on the roof. On the roof. Plate. Right plate. Right here. Tires. But these guys were dogging us for a while. They were like, this is my map. I pretty much only play this map. Good. And I know it better than anybody, and so like my buddy and I always play this map. And these guys were like trying to take advantage of us. He's there. I need your gun up if you can get it up. This was a nasty headshot. I might have got him. Headshot. So that was fun. I enjoyed getting back into Tarkov last night, and then let's see. This one was pretty good. They put on one of the bosses. If you haven't played Tarkov, the boss called Gluhar, and the bosses are really hard. And there's like 7 guys that travel with them, and they're all AI, but they're like super tough. And so they like chase you and everything else, and so it's kind of hairy. But killed him a bunch, I think like 3 times yesterday, and then we had some cheaters come in, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. But that's my buddy there, so. So if you have good comms in Tarkov, you do alright. If you don't, you're in deep trouble. Stay there. Stay there. So like, you can hear all the enemy coming to my right. They're shooting me. And then my buddy shoots me here. See all those bullets now?
Need help,
That's me getting hit by him.
I'm trying.
So, yeah, it was kind of fun playing some Tarkov yesterday. Yeah, the cheating in Tarkov is the worst because Tarkov, like, you actually have value to your gear. Like, if you guys don't know how Tarkov works, like here, I'll show you some Tarkov really quick. But like, you own all your gear, and you get it from other players. You have to buy it, and if you die and somebody takes your gear out, you lose it. And so you can insure your gear when you go into raid, but if it gets taken out, you lose it. And so cheaters are the worst because it's like, that gear, like you could have a bad night and just get dunked on 3, 4 raids in a row, and the raids can be an hour long. So it'd be like, 4 hours of time and you're just getting beat on. It's brutal. And like now I have so much money in Tarkov now, it doesn't matter. Like I don't care. And especially the wipes coming up, it doesn't really matter. But it's like, Tarkov is a stash simulator mainly. If you've never played it, eventually it'll be loaded up here. But here, let me bring up the actual window here. But like the you see if the window came up. But like this is my nasty stash of all this crap that I have, and like this is how you show your wealth in Tarkov, is having cases, because it's all about just sorting your crap, because you get so much crap at one point. It's like this is just like all crap and me trying to sort it. And it's like this is all like the stuff you loot, and it's just like it's insanity. Yeah, it's like this is the worst. My backpack stack, like you can stack your backpacks. So like this is my backpack stack. Like I have to click through this every time I want to find a particular backpack. So it's just like, and then these are like all the people I've either killed or picked up their tags. And then I've sold some of them. That's why it's all funky. But yeah, Tarkov's fun. It's gonna wipe soon, which will be nice. But it was nice getting into it yesterday and just playing a little something different. It's nice to have a little palate cleanser. Like I don't like doing too much like aggressive stuff in Stormworks with like the war stuff, so it's kind of nice to get into Tarkov and do that. But it's just so brutal because the cheaters, because it's like, you could spend, like this kit I got off a guy, right? So this I got off a guy. All of this, pretty much everything I have on me, I got from somebody. And so like say I went out and I spent, like, I have 50 million, so it doesn't matter. But like say I spent $1 million on my kit to go in, and you could die in the first, it might take you 10 minutes to get into a raid. You wait 10 minutes, you get into a raid, and you can get shot within the first 10 seconds. And so if it's a legitimate player, it's like, okay, whatever, I got killed by a legitimate player. But if you get killed by a cheater, it's like, I just spent 10 minutes to get in there, spent 1 million rubles, and then I got killed within the first 10 seconds. It's super frustrating. So like a lot of games, like cheaters, like whatever. But like it is punishing if you get killed by cheaters in Tarkov. It's absolutely miserable. But, I have so much money now, I really don't care. Like I've got 50 million. My stash is worth, it's probably over $1 billion, I would say now. Where is it? my stash value? Stash value is what are we talking there? 161 million, so less than I thought it was. I used to have like a again quarter of a billion cash previous wipes, but yeah, so that's kind of the whole thing with that. But all right, guys, so I think I'm gonna end it up there. That was fun going through a little bit of this and that and doing some different stuff in Stormworks. Trying to get re-inspired. Every once in a while I get a little... I just finished Albatross, so I'm kind of in that period where I don't know what I want to do next. And I do want to get into Triton. Triton's got a lot of work to be done, so if you watch the Career Build Series episode tomorrow, I pretty much go and make some money. And the whole reason is I want Triton in there. Why is Triton not... That's Triton, not Triton. So Triton is worth another 1,000 hours of work. There's so much work to be done in here. There's like this panel in here is pretty much nothing's on there. Like bridge stuff alone is like a lot of hours. A lot of the other stuff is like the detailing doesn't need to be too much in here. Engines are running fine. But like little stuff is like the DEF system's not working, the diesel exhaust fluid. I need to delete the smoke, which won't take long. I might make it so that it oscillates and gives a little puff of smoke now and again. But Triton's mostly it's operational, which is nice. But it needs some definitely needs some bridge work, especially so. But that'll be fun. Triton was a lot of fun doing in the live stream the other day. Just because it's like it's cool to be able to like send Triton on its way, get in a helicopter or boat, go to a rescue, come back, switch over to the helicopter, fly off, and Triton still goes trucking on autopilot. So that's kind of fun and cool. But hope you guys enjoy that, and go ahead and watch the Career Build Series tomorrow, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Have a good night.